How can you say I love you in a matter of like 5 days? How can I love someone who's in America, an ocean away from me, and
that you'd never even met?
That I haven't even met, right? Like, how can you do that? Like, every logical part in my brain was just telling me this is just not possible. I'll sit here.
Can I sit here? Okay. I'm Sandeep. I'm from Oklahoma.
And I'm Priya. I'm from London.
And we met on Dil Mil.
Yeah, August 2018 is when we first met.
August 5th?
Oh, when we...
How do you not know the date?
August 5th.
You're supposed to know the date.
Sorry, it's August the 5th.
I'll give you a pass. She put it in my calendar, so I can't forget.
Yeah, I did. Got engaged yesterday, which is the 3rd of January, 2020.
And we're getting married on May 6th, 2020, thanks to Dil Mil. I'd been actually looking to settle down, and I just hadn't met anyone that I'd been really interested in, and I was just definitely getting disheartened. At the time, I had just come back to like middle of nowhere, Missouri as well. I knew that my chance of meeting like anyone within my ethnic group would be like minimal to none.
It's really difficult to meet people when you're kind of older as well. You know, you spend a lot of time at work, so you go to work and then you come back, and then there isn't really many opportunities the older you get to meet like-minded people. My best friend, her sisters had met their partners online. She said, why don't you try some of these online apps? And she recommended Dil Mil. I had a few requirements, one being that I didn't want someone from outside of the UK. I had just, qualified in law, I had my career and my family are there, I'm the only child. I just had no interest at all in meeting someone outside of the UK. But he slipped in that filter because he was on a stopover. So he was coming back from India, and he stopped over at Heathrow. So for the 20 minutes he was in Heathrow and he opened the app, we matched. But the funny thing is he is British because he was born in the UK.
But what did you think when you first started talking? You thought I was still in London.
I started speaking to him on the phone, and I was like, so where are you from? He said, I'm from Missouri. And I was like, what are you doing in Missouri? You out there for work? And he was like, no, I'm from Missouri. I'm from America. And I was like, okay. But then by then, I guess it was too late. He had already captured something.
So obviously, I could tell there was chemistry, but I didn't know if we had physical chemistry. And
right,
obviously
and that
we
was something that I was also worried about. Like, okay, I'm speaking to this person and he's wonderful, but what about the spark when you meet? And I kept on telling my friends.
Talking about this.
I kept on, it was worrying for me because I would tell all my friends, like, this guy is amazing. I can't stop talking to him. We speak for hours, and
she called it
he's so attractive.
This electric sensation you get when you hold somebody's hand, and I was like starting to sweat a little bit. Like, oh my God, I've never felt that with anybody. What if she doesn't feel it with me? It's like, I'm like, do we have? I kept asking her on the phone.
I was like, what if you touch me and you don't feel sparks, or you don't feel that electric connection? Like, what happens then? But he was very reassuring, and
I was asking you that.
We were both worried about that.
I was like, I don't even know what this electric sensation is. I've never had it before.
I was open to the adventure, and he offered to come to London, which was nice and a gentleman of him. But I said, no, let's meet halfway. So we met halfway, and we met at Miami and took a cruise to Cuba. Our first date was a cruise to Cuba. I want to say thank you to Dil Mil. I wouldn't have been able to meet my best friend and this wonderful man that I can't wait to share the rest of my life with. It's been a wonderful tool in our relationship and in us meeting. Because there's no other way we would match from one side of the world to another with an entire ocean in between us. Like, there is no way to even have met, So it truly is a kind of divine Dil Mil intervention. Often you don't feel it, and that's how I think love transcends distance. In a long-distance relationship, you're forced to talk about things that you wouldn't necessarily talk about if you're close by. And if you have an argument, I don't know, what do? Kiss and cuddle and make up? But you can't do that. The only thing you have is each other and the phone, and to talk through your problems and to talk through your differences. So in that sense, I felt like this was far deeper than anything I've ever really experienced, because you're forced to build it. You can't run. The only thing you have is each other, your voices and your words. And that connection that transcends logic. That you have all those ingredients and you've got to cook it together and build that foundation to make sure that your house is strong. So thank you to Dil Mil.